I was holding a tray of champagne when she said it. Loud enough for the room. Soft enough to pretend it was an accident. My son has a real career. My aunt laughed, chin lifted, eyes scanning the guests she wanted to impress. 6 figures. Unlike some people, the glasses rattled slightly in my hands. Not from fear. From timing. I smiled. I always smile when I'm counting down. The room smelled like expensive perfume and catered arrogance. White tablecloths. Polite applause for mediocre men. I stood near the wall, dressed well, quiet, invisible by design. She liked it that way. Inviting me to help out made her feel generous. Letting me serve made her feel superior. I let her have that moment. Because 5 minutes earlier, in my car with the engine still warm, I had ended her son's career with 3 taps on my phone. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It didn't start tonight. It started years ago, when I still believed family meant safety. I met him when we were young, back when ambition sounded like hope instead of a threat. He was charming. Loud confidence. Big promises. My aunt worshipped him like proof that she'd won some invisible competition. I was the quiet one. The listener. The one they assumed would never outrun them. I didn't correct them. When I built my company, I kept it private. Not secret, just mine. I didn't post about it. I didn't brag at family dinners. Power doesn't need witnesses. It needs leverage. Her son worked for one of our portfolio firms. Mid-level, replaceable, he never knew the full structure. He never asked the right questions. People who think they're important rarely do. The betrayal revealed itself slowly. That's how it always does. A tone shift. A delay in response. Numbers that didn't reconcile unless you squinted. Then a forwarded email that wasn't meant for me. A joke between executives that used my name like a punchline. I didn't confront him. I documented. I traced the contracts. Followed the money, screenshots, logs, timestamps. Every small arrogance leaves a paper trail if you let it. He thought proximity to power made him untouchable. He thought family meant immunity. I let him keep thinking that. The moment clarity arrived wasn't dramatic. No shouting, no shaking hands. Just a clean understanding that I had been underestimated by people who needed me invisible. That's when the planning began. I moved quietly, restructured reporting lines, triggered an audit under a neutral pretext, gave compliance exactly what they needed without revealing why. I didn't rushed revenge leaks. He failed the audit on his own. Conflicts of interest, misreported expenses, a side deal he assumed no one would notice. They always assume that. The board vote was unanimous. There's something poetic about consensus. When someone thinks they're indispensable, I scheduled the termination for tonight. Not because I'm cruel, because timing is a language. Back in the present, my aunt was still performing. She waved me over, empty flute in hand, smiling like a queen addressing staff. "Come," she said. "Tell them what you do." A small circle formed. Curiosity with sharp edges. This was her favorite part. The reveal that wasn't mine. I set the tray down carefully. Met her eyes, calm, respectful, unthreatening. "Not much," I said. A pause, the kind that invites dismissal. Then I continued. "I just fired him. 5 minutes ago." Silence hit the room like a dropped plate. Her smile froze, not shattered. She didn't know how yet. She was still calculating whether this was a joke she could survive. Someone laughed nervously. Someone else checked their phone. My aunt's face changed in layers. Confusion first. Then anger. Then fear when she saw I wasn't performing. "That's not funny," she said. I agree. Her son called her then. "Perfect timing isn't luck. It's preparation," she answered, stepping aside, voice low and urgent. I didn't need to hear the words. I watched the color drain from her hands. When she came back, she didn't look at me. She couldn't. Power had shifted, and everyone in the room felt it. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't explain. I let the silence do the work I'd been doing for years. Later, when the party thinned and the truth settled into its new shape, she approached me alone. "You embarrassed me," she said. I nodded. "You trained me." She had nothing else. I left before dessert. No applause. No final speech. Victories don't need decoration. In the car, I sat for a moment before starting the engine. Not to celebrate. To breathe. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about balance. Restoring weight to a scale someone thought they could tip forever. I don't feel guilty. I feel accurate. They called me a failure because they couldn't measure me. They laughed because they needed me small. They invited me to serve because it confirmed their story. I let them tell it. Then I wrote the ending, and I smiled.